Please go subscribe to the Rumble channel for Franchise Sports TV under the name FSTV22. Now, I'm using that Rumble channel for any purposes of me getting kicked off YouTube and also for more of my spicier joints. It's free as well. I have the freedom to say whatever I want to say as well. So go subscribe to FSTV22. That is Franchise Sports TV 22 on Rumble. What up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video. And I'm doing this video again after the first time I found out that the volume was way too low. So with no further ado, we in great old Memphis now, doing the Memphis Grizzlies. Covering the Memphis Grizzlies top 5 players of all time, including the best player. I picked these lists due to what they have done for the team and also their standing amongst NBA history. So the Memphis Grizzlies, some of us might know, some of us might remember that the Memphis Grizzlies weren't always the Memphis Grizzlies. They was once the Vancouver Grizzlies, established in 1995. I think it was 95. Played from Vancouver from 95 to 2001. They moved out of Vancouver due to low attendance, and those Canucks up there really are not fond of basketball like that compared to hockey. So they moved themselves down to Memphis. Memphis wasn't let's say this. The Grizzlies weren't the first Memphis basketball team. They had the Memphis Sounds that went from 1970 to 1975, belonging to the ABA. But anyways, with no further ado, hopefully this video won't be 27 minutes long like the previous one. I'm going to go through this real quick. Not too long. But at the center position, I picked Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol was, with his time with the Grizzlies, was a Defensive Player of the Year and a big-time piece of the grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies. He was originally drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers and the 2007 second-round 48th overall pick, but was traded for his own brother, Paul Gasol, along with Kwame Brown, over there. But he established himself well in the Memphis Grizzlies. 3-time All-Star with them. First team, second team as well. Only one. Like I said before, he's a Defensive Player of the Year. And even when winning Defensive Player of the Year in 2013, he was an all-defensive second team as well. Some little stands think that LeBron James should have won that Defensive Player of the Year, but whatever. Who cares? He was also part of the rookie second team. Let's see here. He led, and actually he's one of the only 6 players to average at least 1.5 blocks and 1 point steals. With him being on that defense during those years when they was the grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies, the Grizzlies only allowed a league low 88.7 points per game during the regular season. With Marc Gasol on the court, he was plus 7.5 scoring differential when Gasol was on the court, and 3.9 when he was on the bench. So he was a big-time defensive anchor for that team as well. But as we all know, I think it was 2018-19, he was traded to the Toronto Raptors when he won his own first and only ring before he went to the Lakers and basically left the NBA. And I think currently he's playing overseas. So that's Marc Gasol right there. He can post up. He can sometimes shoot that jumper as well, but mostly known for his defense. He did average with the Memphis Grizzlies in his heyday, probably in his prime. He was average around 17, 14 points a game. His best year with Memphis scoring-wise was 19.5. Rebound-wise, 9.3. Never averaged a double-double. I don't think he averaged a double-double in anything. But he was a good rebounder. I think, like I said, his best year was his sophomore year, 9.3. Actually, I don't think that was his sophomore year, but I think he played in Spain before. Actually, yeah, he was playing in Spain before the 08-09 season. So that's Marc Gasol. At the power forward position, some people might say put his brother there. But I'm going to put somebody else there. Because once again, this is my list. Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph was also part of that grit and grind Memphis team during the 2010s. Zach Randolph was not drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies. He was drafted out of Michigan State by the Portland Trailblazers, the Jailblazers, in the 2001 draft, first round 19 overall pick. Mostly played the power forward and center position. I think he was traded to the Grizzlies. Yes, he was traded to the Grizzlies in exchange for Quentin Richardson in 2009. He got his first All-Star gig in 2010. The Grizzlies did improve his first year, but they did not make it to the playoffs. He only got 2 All-Stars, another one in 2013, NBA third team 2011 as well. Averaging 16, 9, and 1 assists. But he was part of that team. Him and Marc Gasol was part of that team that beat the San Antonio Spurs that year in the first round. San Antonio was the top seeded, and he beat them in was it 6 games, I think? Let me see real quick, make sure. Was it 6 or 7? It could have been 5. I forgot. Let me check real quick. Yeah, they beat them in 6 games. Beat the San Antonio Spurs in 6 games. Who was even on that team right quick? Just to make sure. Marc Gasol, Tony Allen, Mike Conley, Rudy Gay, which was actually hurt. Like I said, Zach Randolph, Grievous Vasquez, O.J. Mayo. That was who was on that team when that happened. So, not a standout team, but they made it happen. Then they was coached by Lionel Holmes anyway. But most of Zach Randolph's time in Memphis is probably his best years he spent in the NBA. You could say he was tough down there down low. He gave Blake Griffin fits. Oh, he made Blake Griffin's life hard in those playoff matchups. But he didn't play. He can post up, shoot that mid range, and he was, I would say, an above average defender. Like I say, he caused Blake Griffin many fits during that time when they played in the playoffs. Most of his time in Memphis, like I said, he didn't have the best scoring during his time in Memphis. I think his best scoring was done in Portland, New York, but he was still serviceable. Most of his time averaging anywhere around 14 to 20 points a game. He did average a double-double a couple of times with Memphis. His first year in Memphis. Excuse me. Yeah, his first year and second year in Memphis as well. He left Memphis in 2017, ended up going to Sacramento, and that's where he played his last year. But I like Zach Randolph's game. No nonsense type of playing. He did improve his performance most of the time in the playoffs. I think his best year in the playoffs with Memphis was the 2011 season, averaging 22, 10, and 2.4 assists and 1 steal. So that is Zach Randolph. At the small forward position, I put Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Not many of y'all probably remember. The youngest probably don't remember Sharif Abdul-Rahim. One of the original Vancouver Grizzlies. Drafted in 96. I actually did a video about him last year. But he was drafted in 96 out of that notorious, famous NBA draft. First round, 3rd overall pick out of California. Mostly played the power forward and small forward position. Only played on the Grizzlies from 96 to 2001 before he was traded to the Atlanta Hawks. But he was a star for Memphis during their years. He was their leading scorer as well. I think he led in scoring 33 times for them in his rookie season and 23 times in rebounding in his rookie season as well. He only got 1 All-Star, but that was with Atlanta. Most of his time in Memphis, or I should say Vancouver. Most of his time in Vancouver, he averaged anywhere from 18 points a game to 20 points each year. He progressively gotten better. He averaged a double double over the Memphis Grizzlies in a 99-2000 season, 20 and 10. But he was traded to Atlanta for, I forgot what he even traded for. 27 over 20 and the 27th overall pick in the 2001 draft in exchange for Brevin Knight, Lorenzen Wright, and that's how Memphis got Paul Gasol, the third overall pick in 2001. So basically, when he went to Atlanta, he went back home to go play because he's from Georgia. But anyways, he's gonna talk about his Atlanta time. But yeah, well, Vancouver wasn't great. It wasn't great when he was there, but he was their star. And he also, with Vancouver, he also got an Olympic gold medal in the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney. So, moving on. Keep moving on, trying to make this quick. Now, some of y'all might disagree, but you know what? I don't care because it's my list. But for most of this time there, he was great. But on defense, he was great. He was the defender backcourt anchor for the Memphis Grizzlies during the grit and grind era, and that will be Tony Allen. Tony Allen was not drafted by Memphis. He was actually drafted by Boston in the 2004 draft, first round 25th overall pick. He was part of that Boston championship in 2008. But I would say most of his accomplishments, mainly the first team and the second teams, and being the defensive stalwart, mainly came around his time in Memphis. I know he did create problems for Kobe in the 2010 NBA Finals. Even Kobe Bryant saying that Tony Allen was probably one of the best defenders he ever faced. I think in Kobe's last year, if I'm not mistaken, let's see here. Kobe Bryant presented Tony Allen with an autographed pair of shoes that read, "To Tony, the best defender I ever faced!" Exclamation mark. So if Kobe said he's one of the best defenders he ever faced, then yeah. And as a Grizzly, he nicknamed the Grindfather for his defense, and known for his always saying first team all defense, which he got. 3-time all defensive first team, 2012, 13, 15. 3-time all NBA defensive second team, 2011, 16, and 17. Now, he wasn't the biggest scorer, of course. I think his highest average was with Boston at 11.5. Mainly when he got to Memphis, he was just strictly defense holding the backcourt down. He had a career high average in steals at 2.0. But when it came to the playoffs, he heightened his offensive play as well, especially in 2014, averaging 12.3 and 7 rebounds. Now, he was an alright rebounder, but like I say, he was mostly known for his defense, creating havoc for any wing guards out there. But that was his job, to defend the high-scoring swingman guards. Now, he may not stop everybody, but Kobe, like I said before, Kobe said it made it difficult, then it meant something. I think his number is retired with the Memphis Grizzlies. Number 9 is retired. Let's see here. Let me see someone else right quick. Let's see. He never got Defensive Player of the Year, though. He finished 5th in balloting for the 2012-13 Defensive Player of the Year, averaging a career high of 4.6, 1.5 on steals in 26 minutes. But yeah, he was never a defensive. He should have won it. He finished 6th in Defensive Player of the Year voting 2011-12 season. Yeah, he probably should have won one at least, but it is what it is. He got 6 defensive teams. Finished 4th in Defensive Player of the Year 2010-2011 season. The reason why he signed with Memphis, uh, he felt overshadowed in Boston by Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, and Ray Allen. But probably one of the reasons why the Celtics went downhill after that, his defense was a big help at times. When did he sign with Memphis again? He signed until 28. But anyways, that's Tony Allen right there. At the shooting guard position. And at the point guard position, it will be John Morant. Yeah, I could have put Mike Conley. But I think when it's all said and done with, and I think if he keeps himself out of trouble and stop showing the blickies on IG Live and stop doing all this dumb stuff, beating up kids and threatening shoe salesmen, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. As we all know, John Morant was drafted the first round, second overall pick in 2019 out of Murray State. Two-time All-Star, All-NBA second team. For some reason, I don't know why he got the most improved player. He was Rookie of the Year, Rookie first team in 2020 as well. Every year has improved in his scoring. I think he needs to develop a jumper. Jumping and dunking ain't going to do it all the time, especially at his position. Each year, like I said, he's gotten better. And his scoring average is 17, his rookie season 19, sophomore season 27.4, the most improved season. I guess that's why he won it. And then last year, he went down due to his foolery, missing games, but averaged 26.2. He had a career high in averages and rebounds, assists this past season at 5.9, 8.1. Up from 5.7, 6.7 in the previous season. In the playoffs, even better. His first year in the playoffs in 5 games, 30 points a game. 2022 playoffs, 27, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds in 9 games. And then last year, I think he only played 5 games. He was injured, 24, 6, and 7 assists. So I had to put him there. As far as the best player to ever play for this team, I don't know. Eventually, it should be John Morant. I know some people probably say Paul Gasol. You probably should have put Paul Gasol there. Yeah, I could have. Let's see right here. But I think most of Paul Gasol, this is the reason why I didn't put Paul Gasol here. I think most of Paul Gasol accomplishments came with the Lakers. Because when he was with the Grizzlies, they was a bottom of the barrel team. I think they only made it to the playoffs once. Let me fact check myself. Okay, they made it to the playoffs 3 times. I remember that now. They made it to the playoffs 3 times, and it was swept. But in the playoffs, he did average 18 one year, 24, 21. I mean, 20. Why did he get most of his All-Stars? Like I said, his scoring did go down a little bit when he went to the Lakers, but I think he was more significant with the Lakers because they got 2 rings out of it. But he also needed the Kobe Bryant to do something because in Memphis he didn't do too much there. Let's see here. Yeah, he only got 1 All-Star with the Memphis Grizzlies. That was in 2006. And he got the other 2 or 3 with the Lakers, and another one with the Spurs and Bulls, or maybe just the Bulls, I think. But anyways, most notables I forgot probably. Paul Gasol, I ain't forgetting, but Paul Gasol, Mike Bibby, Jason Williams, Rudy Gay, which was hurt from some of his time there, Silly Gilly towards the end of his career. Who else played for that team? I said Mike Conley, right? Jaren Jackson Jr. I think who else is on those teams? Who else is on those teams? On the older teams. Stromile Swift. Yeah, I remember Stromile Swift. I think he was part of those Memphis teams. Let's see here. Before I log off here, I'm trying to figure out who's on those Memphis teams during the grit and grind, other than Tony Allen, Mike Conley, and Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph. Oh, Rudy Gay. I thought there was more. Let's see here. Darrell Arthur, I remember him. Dante Cunningham. I don't even list all these people. OJ Mayo. Can't forget about OJ Mayo. When OJ Mayo drafted by them? He's drafted by Minnesota. I think he was traded to Memphis. What a way to mess up your whole career. He never. I don't think he's even allowed back. Maybe he doesn't want to go back because he's currently playing overseas. But anyways, let me say the list again: Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Tony Allen, and John Morant. I wonder what that team would do against the other all-time teams.